Welcome back everyone to Missions 101. Today I'm going to complete the last of the standard 80 missions that I need to complete on this character. Now there will still be the rep missions because there's still a couple levels of rep that I need to complete. So we'll see about those storyline missions later on. But this will be the last of the standard 80 missions I need. That is, of course, until they release GoblinBot, and most likely we'll add a few more then. But let's see what our new mission is. I have a new mission for you, Pineleaf. My scouts have come back from Kaivitzar. They have seen a fortress of Agmarim and banners of the Iron Crown hung from every wall. Had my scouts more time, they would have disrupted the Agrim there. Instead, they came across 3 terrible wardens who guard the tower's walls. And Kaivitzar is a deadly fortress and is not a place to tread lightly, so I need to go there. They have 3 wardens there. Hey, wait. Then that's just me, 1 warden against 3 of their wardens. Well, alright, I have to see what I can do about that. And our twist is inspiring presence. I'll presume the inspiring presence is being provided by the 3 wardens. Far from Angmar, the last stronghold of the Iron Crown keeps watch over the Elder Slay of the fortress of Gundabad. Your mission is to defeat the wardens of Kaivadsar. Then let's go. We have arrived, and Avlaith there looks like the first, and there's a pale servant with Avlaith. That looks like the first of our 3 wardens. We get one of the 3 wardens right away. I presume that some of those red dots are for upstairs. We have usual Iron Crown warriors all over the place. I guess we'll go to start with the first of the wardens at the beginning. Well, let's take care of this. Last thing we need is this. I was going to call that an inspired Hobbit wannabe, but alright. Alright, well, that's the first. Oh, yes, defeat Senga and Tarlach. So those are the other 2 wardens. So they actually named the wardens rather than just say kill the 3 wardens, as you often see in this game. So let's just clear out the bottom level. Now that might not be totally necessary, but just in case I have to come back down here and wind up running into them, forgetting that I didn't clear out the place first. Now, of course, if I had a deed to kill these people, it would be certainly an automatic decision to go and kill them all. Though it's not as necessary in... Oopsie daisy. Am I going to be ambushed from behind there, I think? I saw someone jump down there, I thought. Yeah, trying to ambush me from behind. Ah, tricky. Usually when they fall down the stairs, it creates all sorts of... Oh, there's Senga. Ah, those wardens really like to walk around, don't they? Well, I'll take advantage of that habit. They all have their own little... pale folk. Want to be there? Oh. There you go. There goes Senga. That's 2 down, 1 to go. So I am 1 warden away from this warden. Completing all of the mission. Oopsie daisy. Oh, they both have crossbows. Ah, Alright, now that one's downstairs, I'm pretty sure. So let's now go upstairs. The third level. Looks like we have one warden per level. Probably circling around as the... Yeah, there he is. Circling around with the pale folk in tow, of course. Of course. Well, I could just finish him off, and I think that will complete the mission. I don't have to worry about the rest. I don't have a need for killing Angrim in this region because level 20 Warden. It'll be a long time before I'll have that. There you go. There. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll end the mission right there. Yep, mission complete. So I don't have to worry about the rest. As I said, if I was working on a deed, I might go and kill all of them, or if there was any other reason. But there's right now absolutely no incentive to kill them at the very end. When you're going up, you might just make sure that you had a clear path going down, but the other way, no real incentive. Now, of course, there's no chest here because you only get the chest if you're at level cap. Now, when I say level cap, so far I've seen the chest at 130, and I've seen it at 95 on Honor, since that's level cap on Honor. So I've seen it there. I have not had a character that was 129, so I don't know if that's possible or not. But in any case, I'm level 20, so no chest there. But hello there. Good work, Pine Leaf. Let's return and report our success. Yes, because that is number 80 for me. One of the things that I did confirm in doing all this is that these missions seem to be in a predetermined cycle. That there are these groups of 10 and groups of 8, and each group of 8 is set, and it cycles through each set of 8 throughout the days. Thus, in 10 days, you'll be able to do all 80 of them if you manage to do all 8 missions assigned for that day, since they're on a predetermined cycle instead of anything random or something like that. I was afraid it was going to be random and it will take me months to complete this. Well done! With the 3 wardens finally defeated, we should be able to launch an assault against Kavatsard soon enough. Completed mission of the 3 wardens. Completed missions the War of 3 Peaks. Apropos name for that. Virtue cap reached. Oh yeah, that's right. You get a ton of virtue for completing this deed, I believe. Right. And let's see how. Oh, we had 10,000 virtue experience. Oh my goodness gracious, that really overflowed my virtue list that I have in there. So that takes care of all 80 of those. That's quite a one done. It also got me Axe of the Gabil'akka, and you will think that not too many people are insane enough to go for this title at level 20, because usually when you hit level 20, you don't do something silly like turn on a tortoise stone, which is obviously what I did there. So let's make that active, since to say that, yeah, I'm totally crazy. Axe of the Gabil'akka. There we go. Title awarded there. I could just clicked on that. So let's see how my virtues are. Actually, that's the wrong place for the virtue. Right. Ah, yeah, here we go. Here's the virtue one. I might as well. Yeah, I got all the way up to level 10 in wit. It's starting to give me determination and charity. I don't know why it chose them as the next ones to go into. I'd have Alright, so it starts filling into those. I also have to see which of these. Actually, I might as well. See, that one is not quite level 1 yet, so I have to decide exactly how I'm going to distribute that. But right now I've got 2 virtues equipped. See, I have one that's still not even unlocked. Oh yes, and of course we have this daily thing. And as it happens, this also finishes the weekly. We wish to thank you for your hard work towards the effort. Your good deed shall help us in the footholds into Gundabad itself. And I get these Starlight Crystal or a Scroll of Empowerment. Guess I'll take the crystal. It really doesn't matter. I'm level 20. When I hit 50, well, actually, probably when I get to be 100, because I'm not going to spend a Starlight Crystal while I'm leveling up. But when I get to the imbuement stage, then that could come in handy. But that takes care of all of that. So what's there left to do with a level 20 character? Oh yes, of course, I still need to finish the storyline. So I'll keep this character at level 20 and start getting the rep I need for the next 2 levels. Then we'll be able to have a look at, well, hopefully there'll be some nice rewards from the quartermaster there. I didn't like any of the ones at the first tier of the level, which is, I guess, usual enough. I did like the looks of some of the stuff I saw at the next tier, so we'll be able to look at that later. So I do want to get to those next couple of tiers and still do them at level 20. But if I have another episode before I do that, we can have a look at these at other levels, because I am doing some at level 95 and level 130, and we can see how the missions work in those cases. But until then, this is Piney Needles, and class is dismissed. On second thought, perhaps we could do something on a higher level character. I'm now on my level 130. Let's take the daily. And let's go and try to take one of these. Not the 3 Wardens, since that's the one that I did for my finale on the other character. Let's try Nests of Ice, which means probably going against those frost worms. My scouts have come back from the storm wall. They've found the ruins overrun with cold worms and their nests. Had my scouts had more time... I noticed they always didn't have more time. So I seem to have plenty of time, even though I have all these other quests that I'm doing here. Since I'm a level capped character, I am doing the Legacy of Diran also. But I don't have time because these guys seem to be sitting on everything that their other scouts didn't have time for. Anyway, let's go against the Frost Horde. Oh, what is their twist here? Oh, of course, Primal's chosen. We have arrived here at the storm wall with our vicious cold worms, which dot this place. Let me make sure there. I have at least more skills at my disposal than I had at with my level 20. So my level 20 with a warden, you were well, actually probably with most classes, you're very limited in what you've got available to you. And what that means, many of the combinations you have as a warden. Though I'm sure that any member of a class that's played it long enough, especially if they have a large number of alts and have created lower level versions of their characters several times in the past, will be able to go and tell you. Slowing frost, wonderful. I'm going to tell you all the things that they think that they can do, but forgot, oh yeah, I can't do it. Level 20 character. So, of course, for wardens, that's usually the gambits where you're going to be weak on there. But now they do give you shield slam at level 20, and that's because they gave everybody a level 20 interrupted there. They did bring reversal down to level 20 because they're giving everybody a was it? Oh yes, a corruption removal at level 20, mainly for these missions. When they first announced that they were lowering the level for corruption removal, we were all confused at Locha Players News. Like, why are they doing this? Why are they lowering the level? Because you're not going to run. I thought, well, let's see. I do remember running into, I think, one or two situations in a skirmish where you had them, but they removed all those corruptions from those encounters that had it. For example, in Attack at Dawn, there was a there was one of those encounters that had a corruption, but he no longer has a corruption in Attack at Dawn. They they removed that because level 30 characters didn't have the ability to remove corruptions. So they gave me gnawing cold. That's annoying to have, especially this early, because you really don't want to have gnawing cold in this particular one. And of course, you've got a mob that gives it to you. Let's see. I think I need to get rid of. No, I. Oh no. Oh, that's. I've got 13 campfires, so I might as well use one of them. I always forget to use these things. Let's stand next to the fire. Let's get rid of the gnawing cold. So usually I reserve this if there's a boss fight at the end. Then I'll use one just before the boss fight. I'm talking about, of course, if we've got one of these cold, gnawing cold givers within it. And the problem here is, of course, this is full of. Oh, for there, I thought it's going to give me gnawing cold. Though I think that campfire is still up for a few more seconds, so I might have been able to get back there in this case. It'll probably give me gnawing cold right after the campfire disappears, because that would be my sort of luck on that now. In case you haven't noticed, in this one, the object is to destroy nests. So I need to destroy 8 nests. Now, the other thing to note about level 130 missions is that all of the mobs have this battle hardened thing. Plus 20% morale, plus 15% damage, plus 10% armor, and plus 10% ratings. In other words, the mobs are all very tough. Well, actually, I'll just stand next to the campfire. I don't know if it works when you're in combat. Oh yeah, it got rid of the gnawing cold. I think that's the first time I ever went to a campfire in combat to get rid of gnawing cold. It's certainly not something that comes up all that often. And I had never thought about that. And look at that, I got rid of it just before the campfire disappeared. So my thing about it being my luck of it being applied again right after it disappears obviously wasn't the case. But in any case, they do have this buff that they have on them at level 130. And at first when I saw it, I was wondering whether it was a specific dungeon or something like that, but no, it is very specifically at level 130. All of the mobs you face have that buff on them. And you may be wondering, well, what does that mean exactly? Because how's it a bonus if everybody gets it? Well, I was looking at the morale levels, and I would presume if you looked at other ratings and had some means of looking at them, it would be true for those also. I looked how the ratings are for the mobs relative to those of skirmishes. At level 120 and at level 95, the values are at 99% of the skirmish mob level. So in other words, they're slightly weaker than the mobs you'll face in skirmishes. Since you don't have a skirmish soldier, I guess that justifies why it's slightly weaker in there, though of course you don't have quite the mob density that you have in skirmishes, so they didn't have to make it that much on the weaker side. So you lose that. So it made it decided on 99% of skirmish mob rating for the morale. But when you get to level cap, they're assuming that if you're doing the missions, you've already finished the rest of the content. Now, that might be true right now for this expansion. I'm not too sure that'll be true in the future if they add missions while leveling in later expansions. We have to see what they do for Gundabad. But for now, if you're level 130, they're probably assuming that you've already got some decent gear for your level, which I don't think is universally true for my characters. In fact, if there's a character that's anywhere close to doing it, this is the one. I think some of my other 130s are going to have a little bit of a challenge on that. There we go. But they give that 20% boost then. So all the routes are, I guess you could say, 120% of 99%, which comes out to be slightly less than, so slightly less than a 20% bonus because you've got that 1% minus that everyone has into it. So that's why they all have this bonus in here, is they're presuming that if you're leveling, you're likely not going to have the best gear, but they figure if you're doing the missions at level that you're fully geared before doing them. At least I would presume that's the reasoning behind it. Now I think I've got one more of these. Whom did I miss? Somebody's missing. Ah, the joys of storm. Some of these places, very easy to miss a location. Actually, maybe I'll just find where that last nest is. Of course, it's way near the beginning. Did I completely miss this one? I guess so. I guess I didn't come this way because there were no worms here. There you go. Mission complete. And since I came back to the beginning, I had no trouble getting back to the dwarf who comes back to the beginning. I get the chest since I'm at level cap. And great work! With the nest destroyed, let's return and report back to Hori. Yeah, let's go. We're done. Well done! With many of the nests destroyed and the code worms defeated, we should be able to regain a hold of Stormwall soon enough. Though I suspect they're going to be busy with Gundabad until that time. But now that completes our missions for today. Today's lesson is done, so we'll return next time for another lesson. Maybe have a look at the level 95s, and maybe we'll have a look at some other aspect of missions. But whatever it is, we'll see you next time in class. Until then, class dismissed.